Ohio State in a high-scoring duel leads Michigan by 11. Second down from the 9-yard line against Laurinaitis and this stiff Buckeye defense coming up. Into the teeth of the crowd. The closed in. End around. Breaston trying to get free. Needs a block. End zone. Reaches. Touchdown, Michigan. The 9-yard end around. Steve Breaston, the senior from Braddock, Pennsylvania.
What great speed coming around the edge. Jay Richardson had no chance to get to him, and the acceleration that he has allows him to get across the goal line and into the end zone.
And I do see, you see the right knee down, but I think that ball was extended to break the plane of that goal line right there. I think that'll stand as a touchdown.
They will go for 2 here. Trailing by 5. They'll chase it now. And there could be a review on this. Yes, it will be under review. When did the knee hit the ground and where was the football? So Lamagnier will come over. Quinn upstairs will take one more look at this. Now, where's the ball when the knee touches down? Knee down. This one is very, very close. It must be indisputable now. And my guess is that it depends on your point of view. In Columbus, they're saying knee was down. It's short of the end zone. And in Ann Arbor, they're saying he clearly broke the plane.
And that translates to it's not indisputable, right?
That's right.
I don't think that one's going to be returned.
In a case like that, usually they go with the call on the field where the official was standing right there.
Now you wonder, Coach, who do you think's got the edge if they wind up going for 2 on the next play here? A little more time for the offense, but
following the review, indisputable video evidence. The runner did not score. It will be 3rd and goal, half-yard line.
I am making number 20 a prohibitive favorite. And what Lloyd should do is forget about the controversy and concentrate on the next play. This does you no good. Knee was down. That's the ruling upstairs by Quinn. Get to work on the next play. This is wasted time.
Brent, you're right. It's 3rd down now. The ball will be obviously inside the 1-yard line once they get it spotted. And you have to think it's 4 down territory, obviously, right now for Michigan. But crowd noise, such a huge factor right now on these real short yardage plays.
Of course, Henne could try to put his helmet down and go right up behind Mark Beal, the center, or step over behind Alex Mitchell or Adam Krause, one of the guards. 3rd down. They offset Olivo to the right. Hart stop, can't be stopped. Touchdown this time for Michigan, his 3rd of the afternoon. An amazing performance by 5'9" Mike Hart out of Syracuse. 196
pounds. You want to have an idea how powerful this guy is? He's going to run right into a safety and Brandon Mitchell and a linebacker, John Kerr, 2 of the more physical tacklers on the Ohio State defense, and he ran right over top of them to get into the end zone.
Now they'll go for 2. Trying to put it on 3. If they settle for 4, that would be a little different than 5. You can chase it. Timeout, Tressel. Tressel, I believe, is down to 1 timeout left here in the second half with this decision. But he saw something he didn't like. He wants to, whatever he can do, try to leave it on a 5 rather than a 3.
I'm curious right here why Lloyd is kicking this extra point.
He suddenly changed.
And why the ball is offset and not in the middle.
It wasn't a fake. They changed their mind. And Garrett Rivas puts it on a 4. Puzzling, folks. Real puzzling. Timeout. Troy Smith chomping at the bit. He's had a couple of turnovers here in this game. Again runs up to the 10. They try to put him on that side of the field. And he is down at the 26-yard line. And so Troy Smith, Kirk, with final words from Coach Tressel on what to come up with here.
Legends are made in this rivalry. He's already had a chance last 2 years. Think about this second half of what has happened to him. He has got to be able to regroup. Their first 5 drives for Ohio State turned the ball over twice. They've had 2 punts, and they've mixed in a score. But Troy Smith wants to go to that elite status forever. He's got to be able to find a way to win this game in the fourth quarter.
4 down linemen for the Wolverines. Offensive line holds, and he snaps it off underneath his second. Second down and 3. Pittman banging his way for a first down.
You know, Kirk, you bring up a great point. I mean, in a game like this, you're either remembered or forgotten as a coach or a player how you do in this game. It's not about the body of work. Bottom line, all the season was great, but it comes down to the fourth quarter right now, what your legacy is.
That's right, for both teams. And I've been very surprised here in the second half to see Ohio State going away from that 4 and 5 wide receiver look that helped him so much to generate those points in the first half.
The power I formation, sticking on the ground with Pittman. One of the little subplots, the Heisman Trophy. And of course, through the years, these 2 great schools have won their share. Eddie George in attendance here today. He won it for Ohio State. Desmond Howard was on the set earlier. He won one up at Michigan with that famous pose in the end zone in a game against the Buckeyes.
And there's the 5 receiver look that we just talked about.
Second and 6.
They're blitzing it, playing man.
A strike again, spins around to the outside and out of bounds, but he crosses the 40-yard line to the 38.
Lamar Woodley with the blitz freed him up to get pressure on Troy Smith, and he was just a hair too late in getting to Smith. And when you don't get to Troy Smith and you're man-to-man on the outside, Morgan Trent against Teddy Ginn, if he doesn't make that play, there's nobody else there, and he almost went around him for a score.
And that's why if I'm going to play man-to-man on Ted Ginn, I come up and press him and bump him at the line, even though he has great speed, Kirk, because I think he's more dangerous after the catch.
First and 10, the ball at the 37-yard line. In underneath to the tight end, crossing Rory Nickel and out of bounds on the far side. Good first down play.
And you talked about Jim Tressel. You mentioned a little bit earlier, just a second ago, you're a little surprised he's not opening it up a little more in the 4 and 5 wide receivers. Once he got a little field position, he got right back to what got him to this point, Kirk.
Troy Smith's mother and his sister watching here. Second and 4. There's Troy, and that short of the first down, so this will bring up a 3rd and short.
And Brent, let's go back just I'm a little surprised, as we all were, of Lloyd Clark kicking that extra point to make it a 4-point game here in the fourth quarter. And why he didn't go for 2, I'm still not really sure why.
Right now, he's more concerned about stopping this 3rd down play here. Again, comes to the bottom of your screen. That's Gonzalez in the slot. Ever dangerous from that spot. Fumble. Ball's on the ground again on a bad snap. Daddish, who snapped one high a short time ago, has another bad snap. And Michigan takes over.
Goes back to your point, Coach, about how he doesn't have a good grip on the football.
Well, and he has that cast on that right hand, but Kirk, he's gone about 5 weeks straight of not having a bad snap. But you know what? A lot of confidence. People don't think about shotgun snaps or punt snappers. When you lose that confidence, it's hard to get it back. He never had the grip on that football.
Yeah, he never had control of the ball at all. It slipped out of his hand.
When you talk about guys being remembered or forgotten on this game, Gaddis right now has to bounce back.
1st and 10 for Henney and the Wolverines. Down 4. Under pressure. Dropped by Manningham, who is coming across the middle as we check in with Matt Weiner. Second down and 10 for the Wolverines. Henney going to run Mike Hart on a cutback. He gives ground, and this will be 3rd down and short coming up for Michigan.
Talked so much tonight about what Troy Smith has meant to this rivalry, but how about Chad Henne? Chad Henne right now, the ball is starting to come into his hands in a position to be remembered as well in this rivalry. Played it early as a freshman and a sophomore. It didn't go his way. This is a quarterback that's been on the road at places like Penn State earlier this year. He's been to Notre Dame. He's been to Columbus twice. His poise is crucial here as the Wolverines try to come back to win this game.
Slot formation to the right. Needs 3. Fires for it. Incomplete. Preston was not free. All over him, Donald Washington that time. And it brings up a 4th and 3.
Another great stop by the Ohio State defense. We showed that graphic a little bit earlier about sudden change after a turnover. That time they bounced back after giving up 10 points in the 3rd quarter after turnovers. What was he thinking if you read those lips right there by that Michigan fan?
Mesko back to punt. Guillen and Gonzalez back deep for the Bucks. They set the return. Guillen's got it on the 16 and thrown down at the 15-yard line. And terrific coverage that time by the Wolverines as they come right down the field with Darnell Hood, the captain of the special team, from the 16-yard line after Darnell Hood's tremendous tackle on Ted Ginn. And we have a story about Hood that we'll tell you about here momentarily as Buckeyes come with a conservative draw play. During the week at Michigan, Hood played the role of number 10 Troy Smith. He's a speedster, a one-time defensive back. He's been the captain of the special teams for Lloyd Carr's Michigan Wolverines. And watch this tackle on Ted Ginn. One hand pulls him down by the jersey, keeps him shy of the 20-yard line, and there's the young man. And Lloyd Carr said to him at one point during practice, if I'd have known that you could throw the football that well, I'd have put you at quarterback.
Great to see guys take so much pride in their special teams work. That's his job.
Watch this shotgun snap right here. Great snap by Gaddis.
And 2nd and 8, there's that fake. And Smith's going to take off himself. Steps out of bounds at the 29-yard line with a 1st and 10. And Kirk, let's go back here now to the last 6 drives by the Buckeyes.
And it's amazing to think that in the first half they scored 28 points. They had 1 punt. Ron English, the defensive coordinator, you could tell he's made some changes. The turnovers, Ohio State has hurt themselves, but the Michigan defense has played very well in this second half, considering how explosive Ohio State looked in that first half.
Ron English, he's done an outstanding job as the new defensive coordinator this year.
Has to be up for the Frank Broyles Award for the Assistant Coach of the Year.
1st and 10 for the Bucks. And now timeout Michigan.
Timeout.
Well, both teams now down to 1.
Second team timeout.
Ooh, that's not a happy camper right there. He is all over his safety. Remember, he lost Willis Behringer earlier in this game. An Ohio Stadium record, 105,708, as they see number 1 versus number 2, Ohio State, Michigan. The winner will go on to the national championship game. 1st down and 10. And a great fake again by Smith as he hands it off. It's like a draw play. Here's Pittman, daylight sideline, finally pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. David Harris.
Well, it's a draw play after they fake to the left, and the play opens up. It's really a matter of whether Antonio Pittman gets to the outside. But look who is downfield. Doug Daddish downfield on Adams, the safety. He's 25 yards downfield. He obviously has the body to take care of that, but he needed something to get him back into this game.
The old Statue of Liberty, but how about the lick by David Harris, the linebacker on that sideline?
26 yards for Pittman. He, too, is over 100 yards rushing here today. Power look. And beginning tomorrow, folks, you can download all the action from today's game as well as other classic games. You can mention 73, 97, 02 from the storied rivalry only on iTunes. That's iTunes. So you can download it all tomorrow. And right now we've had 66 points put up on the board. And Chris Wells checked in as the running back. He had that explosive run in the first half. The freshman. Pittman with 125 yards. Wells with a 52-yard touchdown. Looking again middle and sealed up by the Wolverines.
35-31, 109 minutes to go. Big debate in the last few weeks is, could we see a rematch if this game were close in the national championship?
Do you want the best two teams to play on January 8th in Glendale? Just answer that one question. Do you want the best two teams to
I came in with a pretty strong opinion, not wanting to see a rematch. But after the way this game has gone, a lot's going to depend on USC tonight against Cal and then next week against Notre Dame.
I'm very content to watch the last 20 minutes of this one.
Oh, yes.
3rd down and 5. Showing blitz. Stands on the slant. And a first down, Ohio State, as he comes back. And he hit number 9, Brian Hartline, redshirt freshman from North Canton, Ohio, who has become a factor in the passing game.
And they had receivers, 3 receivers to the left. He wanted to get the ball to Hartline the entire time, and Hartline had to work hard to get off Johnny Sears, who was physical in his coverage and did a good job, but Hartline did not give up on the route, and neither did Troy Smith.
Antonio Pittman reports back in. Number 25, the running back for the Bucks. He is right behind fullback Stan White Jr. Buried, and this will bring up 2nd and long. What a job by Greg Schiano and that coaching staff and the players at Rutgers. 2nd down and 10. Pressure, hit on the release, incomplete. And a blindside rip by Lamar Woodley, who was in on number 10 that time.
We talked a lot about it. Ron English making adjustments. One of the adjustments I'm seeing is Anthony Gonzalez is one of the best receivers on Ohio State's team. Leon, there's a big hit, like you said, from Woodley on the outside, untouched. One of the adjustments is trying to put their best cover corner on a slot receiver in Anthony Gonzalez to shut him out.
One of the biggest adjustments is standing Woodley up in this football game and getting him away from Schaefer and Boone and letting him blitz from the linebacker spot. What an adjustment by English. No wonder he's been coming from that spot. He's their defensive end over there, and he was tied up in the first half. 3rd down and 10. There's a whistle before. Smith's debating it.
Delay a game. Offense.
He thought he got it off in time.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
This makes it 3rd and 15 now.
Interesting to see what Ron English, the defensive coordinator, does on this call. They've been playing man-to-man coverage and blitzing this 4-wide, 5-wide look, but on 3rd and 15, I look for them to play zone. The front 4 needs to get a pass rush right here for Michigan.
Gonzalez is your slot man now, and he is off to the left. He has made so many big plays the last couple of years for the Bucks. Looking in that direction. Smith has to take off. Dance is free now. He'll throw, incomplete. And a penalty flag. Michigan will debate this. Crable over on the near side. Smith was going out of bounds. Personal foul. A huge call with 6:49 to go.
The thing that Sean Crable did is he came high towards Troy Smith's headgear. Anytime you lead with your helmet, that is not to mention it was out of bounds, but if you lead with your helmet, you're going to get called for that every time.
No question, an excellent call right there.
Helmet to helmet.
Huge call.
3rd and 15. That'll give the Bucks an automatic first down.
That's the toughness there of Troy Smith. All his teammates always talk about his leadership, the intangibles, and the toughness of trying to get up from a hit like that. Sean Crable from Massillon, Ohio.
He can complain all he wants. Yeah. There was helmet contact on the near side.
And if you're Michigan defense, let it go. Play to hold him to a field goal right now.
First down and 10. Got the slant. Got a first down. Robisky. No, wait a minute. They're going to spot it, maybe adjust a little bit short. Let's see.
Troy had to slide the line to the left. A blitz coming from the left. It's picked up, and it's a one-on-one matchup with Robisky against Morgan Trent. Makes a good move, and the ball's thrown on the money.
And Morgan Trent, who is Michigan's fastest DB, again playing off man-to-man. Ron English playing a lot of man-to-man coverage here late in this football game.
So 2nd down and short. And Smith keeps it himself. There's your first down signal for the Buckeyes here. Clock down to 6 minutes. Of course, near the end of the game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team, and to honor their determination, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. I can certainly remember Troy Smith winning it in Ann Arbor a year ago with that wonderful performance. Here he's up by 4, 5:55 to go. See how Trussell sets it up. If he's content for a field goal, if he'll attack, if he'll open it up, if he work on the clock, he's going to fire for it. End zone. Got it. Touchdown. Goes back to Robisky. Brian Robisky as Jim Trussell fires away.
Well, that started with great protection from the offensive line.
And the confidence you have in your quarterback if you're Jim Tressel. Troy Smith throwing the football.
They're going to check the feet over there on the far side on this reception just to make sure that Robisky has one in bounds and control.
It's a designed fade stop by Ohio State to come back, and Morgan Trent slips.
Let's see if he has the foot in bounds on possession here.
It's too high there.
Boy, he's in.
It looked like a
call.
It looked like it.
It did, didn't it?
Looked like there might have been 2 blades there.
Look at that. That's great technique right there. And I'll tell you what, to make that call and to be focused as that official right there and have his eyes down, that was a great job now.
Perfect position.
Great mechanics.
And you go back to the Sean Crable late hit on 3rd and 15 to keep the drive alive.
No question about it. That helmet to helmet there on the near side.
Yeah, that is great mechanics right there. Big time call by the side judge to stay focused.
John Lusavanski. I'm not sure I pronounced his name right, but that's the side judge on this fine crew assigned by Dave Perry to this game. 41-31 extra point time. That is the 4th different Buckeye with a touchdown reception in this game.
11 plays, 83 yards, and more importantly, 5 minutes off the clock.
Petrie tacks on the extra point. The Buckeyes are 5.5 minutes away from playing for a national championship. Preston yanks it down. He's going to come out. He's short of the 20-yard line. He's so good even Michigan ordered sandwiches. They got 160 of these specials waiting for you in the bus afterwards. And 2:30 go to Ohio State. They're the home team. Tripped up was Manningham that time. Smith's on him.
And that is the first catch for Manningham since the opening drive, when he had 3 in that opening drive.
Second and 5. Got the first down. Remember, the clock will stop as Arrington picks up the first down momentarily, but Michigan needs to keep hurrying.
And that's a great point, Brent. In college football, as a quarterback, when you're in this kind of offense, it's all about getting first downs and getting out of bounds, salvaging as much time as you can. Chad Henne is in a comfort zone here, having done this many times.
Comes back underneath to Hart. Not much doing on that play.
I think one key point here for Ohio State's defense. I don't think Ohio State's forced a turnover today, but they have 21 interceptions on the year, which is #1 in the NCAA. So they're throwing into a secondary right now that picks some balls off.
Security moving in. Jimmy Haycock keeps fresh defensive linemen on the field. There is Manningham, and that's a first down at midfield, and that is a big play. Laurinaitis back defending for the Buckeyes, and that's 17 yards.
Well, again, going back to Mario Manningham.
7 o'clock Eastern time. We're just an hour away from USC and California. If the Bears can go in and upset the Trojans, they'll go to the Rose Bowl. And with Bob Davie and Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brent Musburger. We're wrapping up another classic between Michigan and Ohio State. Slipping at the 44-yard line. That's Arrington. Malcolm Jenkins there.
Something to keep in mind as you're watching the clock is Lloyd Carr has expended 2 of his timeouts. We're under 4 minutes to go. They're down 11. Every second counts and is precious, and they only have 1 timeout remaining.
And he can throw this one. Beautiful throw, and hanging on is Arrington. He took a lick from number 33 Laurinaitis and held on, and look at him bounce right back up.
I've been really impressed with Adrian Arrington. Now this one's going to come back, but since the injury to Manningham, as you indicated earlier, Lloyd Carr is fired up.
We're going to get a hold on Reuben Riley on Vernon Golston right now, but that was a great hit by Laurinaitis.
Holding, 72 offense, 10 yards, previous spot. Still second down.
The thing that's so impressive about James Laurinaitis, how deep he got on that drop. But let's go back and look right here. Reuben Riley, the big offensive tackle. I think Vernon Golston at the top, number 50, has played an excellent football game. And there's the hole right there.
Second down and 14. Henne. Deflected, incomplete. Now off the receiver's hands. Third down coming up. 14 yards for the Wolverines.
Defensive coordinators, when they get into this situation, and Bob, you know all about this, is you're dropping back into coverage, trying to keep everything in front of you so you can come up and make the play without Michigan picking up a first down.
Jimmy Haycock, the defensive coordinator, and Bob Davie, he's done a superb job.
Remember when this year started, could Ohio State's offense score enough points to help this young defense? Their defense has been outstanding all season long.
Lost 9 starters from the defense a year ago that won the Fiesta Bowl. Lost a great trio of linebackers led by A.J. Hawk. Now 3rd and 14 against Haycock's defense. Henne will not get it off. He is sacked. Jay Richardson, number 99, the senior from Dublin, Ohio, is in on the quarterback. That is the 4th sack of the game for the Buckeyes, and his 2nd.
When you pressure with 4, it allows you to drop 7 and play zone. And when you can get pressure with 4, that is gold for a defensive coordinator. The play before, we saw Riley hold Richardson. This time Richardson gets around Riley and through Mitchell to get that pressure.
Jay Richardson's had a great senior year. That's his 4th sack on the season.
Right now, the fellas from USC, Florida, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Rutgers, they're just happy to have that extra touchdown tacked on by the Bucs.
We've come a long way, Brent, haven't we? When the loser of the Ohio State-Michigan game possibly ends up in Pasadena.
But what about if we had a playoff start in 2 weeks from now? You couldn't blame these coaches for resting their starters in this game. So everybody wants that playoff. Think twice about it.
Here you come now, 4th and 16 at 2:55. Time goes deep down the far side. Incomplete. Manningham interference. Michigan retains possession. Jamaria O'Neal, the safety. Michigan still alive.
Pass interference, defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
If you're sitting at home and you're saying that wasn't pass interference, I don't want to hear about it. Because if you're a defensive back, one of the things you never do is turn your back completely to the ball and have no idea where the ball is. Whether or not he touched him or not is irrelevant. An official will call that every time when you don't know where the football is.
And the amazing thing about Mario Manningham, you know the double move is coming. You just can't stop it. But great thing about college football, 15-yard penalty and not the spot of the interference.
Great thing for the defensive team.
You got that right.
He's talking like a
Only
defensive
looking
coach.
for one perspective.
Of course.
1st down and 10, and here's Henne. Firing high and snapped down by Manningham. He's out of bounds on the far side. Stops the clock at the 36-yard line.
And guys, I am really impressed with Chad Henne. His strength, arm strength, composure. He has played an excellent football game tonight.
19 to 32 for 232 yards. More importantly, the numbers, 2 minutes, 40 seconds. And then, of course, we're inside of an hour, and it'll be the showdown in the Coliseum. USC and California still ahead of us. 2nd and 4. Firing, diving, rolling catch for a 1st down. What a brilliant play that was as Mike Massey slips out. The tight end, watch 83 here.
Again, 2 deep coverage, and you see Mike Massey in that scene. Mike Massey, I believe, had a brother play here at Ohio State
and at
as
Michigan.
well.
And at Michigan. So he has an interesting background, but a great catch from a young man from the state of Ohio.
1st and 10. Henne high and incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
The Carr's got to get the ball thrown, obviously, downfield. Now that they're out of timeouts, things like a sack, things like coming up short with the ball staying in bounds, short of the 1st down. That would be, obviously, problem there for Chad Henne in this Wolverine effort to get the ball into the end zone.
2nd and 10, Manningham on the sideline. Away from the pressure, still has to throw, and does. Complete, touchdown Michigan. Bounce right back, and they hit Tyler Ecker. So 2 fellas who have not caught a ball all day, Massey and Ecker, catch them here, and now Michigan closes back into within 5.
Outstanding job. Bob, you and I have talked about Chad Henne, the composure. We just talked about how he's been in this kind of situation. He's comfortable in this kind of situation, leading his team down. And a great job of showing composure on that last throw, stepping up through the teeth of the defense and finding the tight end.
So the question becomes, can they close it to within 3? And then will Lloyd Carr go to an onside kick? 1 timeout left. 2:16 up on the clock. First things first, 2-point conversion time. Throws for it, and he's got it. It's a 3-point game on Bruston's 2-point conversion. 42-39. The Classic continues in Columbus, Ohio. Number 1 and number 2. We're back in Columbus. Let's go back to the touchdown, guys.
Well, it was patience. That's the most important thing when you have a tight end coming underneath. And I think it was his last option there, is you have to have enough time. He steps up, and I think it looked like Marcus Freeman lost the tight end there in coverage out to the flat.
What a great job by Chad Henne of throwing on the run, not scrambling, but scrambling to throw.
Now it becomes critical. Garrett Rivas and Kirk, as you and Bob both pointed out, out of timeouts, they've got to go for the onside kick. They line up now. They show that they're going to kick it to the kicker's left. Here it is, onside kick, battle for the scrum, and Ted Ginn right there wraps it up for the Buckeyes. Remember now, Michigan out of timeouts. 2:13 to go here for Troy Smith. Take a look at the hands here for number 7.
Well, Jim Tressel would tell you that Ted Ginn has the best set of hands on the football team. Fortunate for Ohio State, it went directly to Ted Ginn, and unfortunate for the Michigan special teams.
And now if you're Ohio State, stay out of the shotgun, get the quarterback under center, and just protect the football.
They've had 2 misconnections on snaps. One high back in the gun, and the other a complete misfire.
Here's what
turnovers. Now they come back with the powerful back, Antonio Pittman, 9 yards on first down. That's what's coming up next at 8 Eastern. California and USC. Again, if the Bears win it, off to Pasadena they march. And who knows how this is all going to shake out with the BCS. We have an injured player down for the Wolverines.
USC wins tonight against Cal, and they went out. They should be in that championship game.
Now on every snap, of course, Lloyd Carr's defense will try to strip the ball as he keeps an eye on that clock.
One thing I'll add, this becomes very relevant. If USC wins tonight and Notre Dame upsets USC, and you're a voter, and you're looking at this Michigan team that just battled against Notre Dame, didn't Michigan play Notre Dame earlier this year?
It was very valid.
And I think they went to South Bend and put on a clinic.
Milking the clock. Snaps it on 2. Game over. Ohio State will play for a national championship. The Buckeyes beat their arch rival again.